Welcome and welcome back, my dear Taropals, to another, and this is a major one, pick a pile, pick an image, pick a card reading. We are looking at, and as always and in every year, we'll do this most likely in a 3 parts reading. This reading is going to surround and discuss everything which is a key theme, a major focus area, what's really going on as an arcing story for 2025. We will do the part 2 around career, money, finances, your growth perspective, and at the third reading would be focused on your relationships, your love life. So what does your romantic relationships and platonic relationships hold for the year 2025? So it's a 3 parts reading that we will do, which almost makes it like a personal reading. You will pick different piles and then compile them together. Maybe like me, you make notes when you hear a reading. Come back and tell me at the year's end, how did it go? I'll be equally excited if any of you want to go back and watch the 2024 readings and tell me how much of that played out for you. Of course, it's a general reading. I don't expect everything that is mentioned there to happen for you, but that's something interesting to go back and do as an activity of reflection, perhaps, by using those readings. I have also done a recent reading on 1111 portal, under which I had promised 1 reading per person who goes ahead and types the comment 1111, a special message every month. So for the month of November, I've now gone ahead and picked one of you and given you a message if you had commented 1111 under that reading. I'll give you that link as well in the card section somewhere. You may want to watch that reading as well. It's a powerful portal 1111, which of course sets the tone for the new year for many of us. With that said, let's dive into what are we covering in this reading. Don't skip it. I'd have to, you kind of miss the theme of or the play of the reading. So we're going to look at what energy are you in when you enter the year, what's going on in your mind space, your life. We do an energy check, okay? We then move towards what is it that you're experiencing in the year 2025 and how do you come out at the end of it. We will talk about key arching themes, key guidances. We're going to use, of course, tarot and oracle mixed, and let's get right into it. Of course, there's an image in the thumbnail that you can use to pick your reading from. You can always be drawn to more than one pile. In fact, I'm already drawn to more than one pile because that's natural. This is a general reading. Some messages will split across and you may want to hear more than one pile if you're drawn to more than one image or drawn to more than one pile selection here, okay? I'm also going to give you some, because I'm feeling very flowery for some reason. So I wanted to keep this theme about blooming and the flowers. So I'm also going to give you 1 flower option each in case that's how you like to go. I will also give you guys here at the thumbnail or the description, the zodiac signs in case that's how you like to pick. So there are multiple ways in which you can pick your pile. You may be drawn to more than one pile. As always, important to give the disclaimer. Don't give your power away to a reading. It's a direction. It's a guidance. Hopefully, it will inspire you. It will bring you mental clarity. That's what the intent of these readings are. Okay. With that said, let's get right into it. So the first pile, we are using the Sacred Visions Oracle, and your image or your artwork is of the fruit of life with the number 47. That's pile 1. And I want to give this a white carnation. Okay. So pile 1, white carnation, fruit of life, or image 1. Go with whatever you want. Now the third aspect. Maybe we should do this together at the end. Okay. So hold on. We'll give the zodiac signs at the end. Okay. Option number 2. We have the Owl Guardian. If you're a tarot pal, you know which pile I've picked now. Okay, so we have the Owl Guardian. I'm definitely drawn to it. Tell me if you're also drawn to it and you've made your selection using just that imagery. I want to hear what this pile has to say. With the number 15. So your card to pick is option 2. Let's give it an orchid, shall we? Actually, I'm more drawn to a yellow carnation. Okay. Funny that I kind of toggled between this and this. So maybe 2 and 3 would be connected. We'll see as the reading goes. So yellow carnation for pile number 2. Pile number 3, we've already decided it's an orchid. Okay. And your card is Pele summons and the number 33. If you need a little more time to make your pile selection, pause the video. You'll find the timestamps in the description below, and I'll see you in your reading. If you like to pick with your zodiac sign placements, then let's get into it. So we have, where's my dice? Yep, that's the one. So pile number 1, and hopefully I'll remember it and I'll pin it for you, okay? Pile number 1, we have Taurus, okay? We have Cancer, that's Virgo. I should write this, hold on. Okay, we're back. And the 4th one is Leo, okay? So, pile number 1, you have Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, and Leo. Of course, by the time you watch the reading, it will be there in the description, but I'm writing that for myself. Pile number 2, you can of course use Sun, Moon, Rising and watch all of those placements as well. We have Aquarius. Funny, yeah? I pick a pile for myself, and here comes a rising sign. My Vedic rising sign is an Aquarius rising. We have Pisces. Wow, that's both my rising signs here. Guys, I'm keen to know if you want to share what are your Sun, Moon, and Rising placements. Taropal is a very small community. We are growing, and I'm always excited to know who am I connecting with, who am I reading for. So in case you want to tell me in the comment section what your Sun, Moon, Rising is, that'll be fun. Okay. 2 more. We have Libra. If a pile could scream that it's for me, that's my pile. Okay. And we have Scorpio. Surreal, yeah? So those of you who don't know, I have a Sun, Moon, Libra in Vedic, and a Sun, Libra, a Moon, Scorpio in Western. And my Western rising is Pisces sign, and my Vedic rising is Aquarius. That's literally all my placements right here. So if in case you're picking pile number 2, I would love to know what your placements are, okay? That leaves us with the remaining 4, which becomes Sagittarius, Aries, we have all the, okay, what am I missing? Capricorn, and Gemini. So I'll give you a quick redo. Pile number 1, we have Fruit of Life, the White Carnation, the Image of course, and Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, or Leo. Pile number 2, we have Owl Guardian, the Yellow Carnation, the Image, and Aquarius, Pisces, Libra, Scorpio. Pile number 3, we have Orchid, Pele Summons, the Image, and Sagittarius, Aries, Capricorn, and Gemini. I hope you have enough options to pick now. And listen to your intuition. As I say, if you're drawn to more than one, go with it. Hear it. Let's dive into it. Hello and welcome. My first pile for the year 2025. We've picked the White Carnation, and we'll see how that plays into your reading. And how we're going to do this, I think I explained that in the intro, but we'll do a quick redo. So this is a key theme that we're going to talk about for the year 2025. I'm going to use these cards first to do an energy check. Where are you in life? What is your emotional aura, your mental mind space, what's going on externally in your life as you enter 2025? That's what we're going to use these cards for. We will then use the After Tarot for, and this card for what is the energy by the time 2025 ends. Okay, we'll use a rune for your key theme. We'll use Kali as a key theme. We'll use the major arcana again to talk about what is the overarching theme. This 4 coming together with this is your reading. We'll wrap it up with some self-care rituals that you should be doing throughout the year to get the most out of the year. Okay, sums it up. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's put this out for now. And okay, something about hydration. Okay, I'm feeling very thirsty suddenly, even though you're just the first pile. That typically happens to me by the 3rd pile. So something to do with the water element. We'll get into it. Okay. So let's keep these cards here and let's do an energy check. Your animal spirit, when you start the year 2025, or rather you're ending the year 2025, is the pig spirit with the number 47. So let's keep this here. You have 8 of Cups reversed, 7 of Wands upright, okay, and 5 of Wands upright. 2025 has not been, I don't want to call it a bad year, perhaps not your best year, okay, pile number ones. That's what the first feeling is. Let's talk about your current energy when you start the year 2025, okay. This year, you've had to face a lot of conflicts, external and internal, arguments, competitiveness, pettiness, other people trying to prove their point over you, other people trying to tell you what you need to do with your life. And if it's not external all the time, there's also an internal push and pull that you've experienced throughout 2024. There is something, some creative project, some relationship that you want to walk towards. 8 of Cups upright is following its intuition, okay? It knows that there is more out there beyond the mountain that it needs to explore, and it's ready to walk away. When it's reversed, we've sensed it, we intuitively feel it, but there's something that is holding us back still to move towards what we intuitively know our happiness is in, or our prosperity is in. Now, what is that something? For some of you, it is hyper defensiveness. You are battling with your own value system. Let's say you were a 14-year-old and believe that life should be run this way, and now you're 28, life is not running that way. There is a certain new path that you've already discovered internally, which aligns with you, but there's still this conflict. Am I letting go of my values? Am I really being... So you're fighting against the odd, you're fighting against the current, and there's that internal push and pull, okay? That's how 2024 has felt for most of you who's picked this pile. I know that I want more. I also intuitively kind of have a vague feeling, what do I want? What do I deserve? This could be, let's say, in a job. You have a particular job. You know it's not completely what you seek. It's not fulfilling you. It's not satisfying you. You know intuitively where you also will get satisfaction, but you perhaps don't know how to get there. Or if it's in a relationship, you know your current relationship is not making you feel fulfilled, let's say, and you know what fulfillment is it that you seek intuitively, deep down, you understand it. But there's a conflicting situation which either doesn't allow you to go there, somebody else not allowing you to go there, some other competition not allowing you to go there, somebody else's pettiness not allowing you to go there, or your own mind playing that trick with you, okay? Or that fight with you. I don't want to call it a trick. It's a fight, okay? For many of you, 2024, as you wrap it up, you entering the year like you have a lot to prove. A lot to prove to yourself, a lot to prove to those around you. Maybe you've taken up some big risky projects. Maybe you have taken a stance against something that is very close to your heart, but you don't yet know if you're completely going to make it. Do you know what I mean? Like you've taken a stance for something or someone, or you want to take a stance towards something, but you're not very, it's not an easy space. It's not a comfortable space. It's not like it's guaranteed that you're going to win. It's not guaranteed that the returns will come. It's not guaranteed yet. And that's the energy you're in. There's that push and pull that we definitely do sense. Sounds like you? If yes, then let's proceed and get into what 2025 will unfold. What's the key theme? And of course, as we look at 2025, these cards will get more clearer. The year of the pig could be significant for you. Look that up. Maybe a lot of these conflicts that you're feeling is from the Chinese zodiac year of the pig. Some of you could be yourself a pig zodiac sign in Chinese element. That's perhaps why this energy is also coming in, okay? And there's a message here. When 2024, you've learned that your mind can be either your best friend or your worst enemy. It's you deciding which thought pattern, which belief system you want to pour more into, which will give you either good feelings or bad feelings. So 2024 has taught you the strength and the power of thoughts. Okay, that's something that you've learned in this year. And that's a lesson that you've picked up, that I can choose to decide to give this more energy, more thoughts, because it makes me feel a certain way that I want to feel. And I can choose to not engage in a certain kind of a thought pattern or a belief system because it doesn't serve me, it doesn't make me feel good. It's become a very crystal clear alignment in yourself as you enter the year 2025, that you have power over your mind, which is a strong trait learned. That's the truth, right? You decide what you give energy to. Let's dive into 2025 key themes. So I'm going to check the rune. We already had that as what you've picked, and we'll talk about it. In fact, let's start with this. The fruit of life is an extension of flower of life. If you know sacred geometry, yeah, that made sense. If you don't, then maybe this is your first homework. Research on flower of life and fruit of life. What do they mean? How do they work? Okay, because I can't go into a long rant. There's something that you will discover about yourself, which is true to your situation, your life, and your interpretation of fruit of life. But we'll talk about what it in general means. It's receptivity. Okay, that's the first word that goes with fruit of life. The ability, and it's a very feminine energy, the fruit of life. What it means is that are you able to receive, surrender, nurture your manifestations. It's a very positive card when it comes to receiving manifestations, especially in context of abundance. Now remember, abundance doesn't always mean a lot of money. Well, of course it can mean a lot of money, and of course you may be attracting wealth and prosperity in the year 2025, but you would get into a very limited concept if you understand abundance as just wealth. Abundance means that you feel that you have enough and more is coming of any and everything that you care about. So if you have enough good health, you have enough friends, you have enough knowledge, okay? So there's something that makes you feel abundant and you have enough of it is the year's theme, okay? Let's see how this plays out. Wow, integration. That's the rune's message, first of all, in Gauze. Integrating your shadow self. You know this push and pull? Should I go this road? Should I go that road? Am I this or am I that? You are coming into that space in 2025. I love this combination, by the way. Kind of answers this to this immediately. From this push and pull, you will come into an integration. This is what shadow work, maybe some of you have been doing shadow work, which is why you felt a lot of uncomfortable emotions as well. But 2025, what is happening is that you're accepting duality of your own nature. You're accepting that I'm this and that, and you're accepting that I can allow my own value system to evolve over time. I don't have to hold one belief system and die with it. Okay, that's a very fundamentalist rigid way of living. I can believe at X number of years that this works for me, this diet works for me, this relationship works for me, and in 20 years later feel absolutely the stark opposite, and that doesn't make me a loser, a hypocrite or anything. It just means I've evolved, I've changed, I've moved on. My value systems have evolved over time, and that is natural. There is no shame around it. Okay, for many of you this could also mean multiple sources of income. Okay, you may believe that I'm very strong when it comes to number crunching, but I'm equally strong when it comes to painting, and I don't have to sacrifice one over the other. This is a year which will give you opportunities in the receiving mode, enough ample abundance that I can integrate both of them. Okay, I can have an aligned way of living that works for me and is unique to me, may not make sense to everybody else. Okay, and you're feeling more fulfilled, feeling more together with that, with everything else in your life. The moment you start accepting that I'm this and that is the moment when you also feel a sense of harmony. That's the word, harmony, integration, aligning different concepts, duality into one thing is your theme, your major theme at play in 2025. That's how every event will unfold. That's what every opportunity will show to you. That's what every relationship will mirror to you. That if you are feeling integrated in your shadow and your light aspects, the world will give you a mirror story of it. Okay, we have the world. Something is finishing in the year 2025. And I'm not, okay, so should have started this with the reading, by the way. 2025 adds up to the number 9, which is the universal energy for completion, ending, spirituality, renewal of something, because something has ended. So a lot of us, in fact, most of us collectively, will finish a phase of life and enter a new one. To give an example, my most easy example for that is like my mother's retired. There's a complete shift in our lifestyle. a complete shift in the way we've been living, to the new year being very different, okay? With now having 2 retired parents for me. So I'm giving that example of mine, not to talk about me, of course, that's a disclaimer to give, but to give you what I'm trying to say. So something will come to a closure, a certain way of living, a certain way of doing things, a certain project, a certain opportunity. It's done, it's finished. A relationship, it's done, it's finished, it's given you what it had to give. It's time to wrap it up and move towards something else. There's a new beginning and something ending, both of them happening simultaneously. Remember, integration. Something can get over, something new can start throughout the year 2025. The world card, of course, also represents literally the world is your oyster. So stop limiting yourself with limiting beliefs. Just because somebody else hasn't done it, just because somebody else hasn't received it, doesn't mean you can't do it. Your life is unique and you have an ability to do things that maybe nobody else has done. World is your oyster is also a phase that comes in with the time of traveling. Traveling the globe, meeting different kinds of people, expanding your understanding of what is acceptable to you and what is unacceptable to you. Yep. The pink lotus continues to stay as a significant symbolism that's been coming up for Taropals, whoever listened to this reading, to my readings for a year now. I think the entire 2024, I've had every other reading wherein the pink lotus has come in. So for many of you, maybe that is a significant symbol. You want to meditate on it. It has a significance for you. You may want to research on it, okay? When I also talk about key themes, there's also obviously a key theme of you learning from different cultures. These 3 coming together means that you will learn something about some other culture, which will expand your mental capacity, okay, which will expand your opportunities. Some of you may also get a chance to also work somewhere which is very different from your usual course of life, okay, or very where you need to culturally align yourself first and then success will come, okay. Let's look at Kali guidance here. Yuga Shakti. It's beautiful how the numerology of the year 2025 is aligning with your cards that we see here, okay? Yuga Shakti of Kali is talking about transition, transformation, and that's the theme of 2029. Sorry, 2025. I don't know why I said 2029. Okay, Yuga Shakti in its energy talks about the courage to let go of what is not serving you. Okay, it's very difficult, right? We've all experienced it at different phases of life. The realization that something is not working for me, the realization that this doesn't integrate for me, the realization that I want something more or I deserve something more has perhaps been brewing in you for 9 years now. For some of you, it's a decade. You've identified something in your life for almost a decade that is not working out for you. You've done push and pull, you've played around it. But 2025, that push and pull has to come to an end and you will have the courage, you will have the support, you will have the opportunities to finish, wrap up, end something that you already know over n number of years is not yours, is not working for you, is not meant for you. You would be ready to switch courses, you would be ready to switch industries, you would be ready to leave a very long standing relationship. Those could be some themes at play here, okay? So 2025, you're ready to let go of anything that is not in alignment, that you've already known is not in alignment, but you've just not been able to take action towards it. Fast food eating, maybe you eat a lot of junk food, you know it doesn't work for you, you've known it for n number of years, but you just keep falling back into that same pattern. You have a year here that gives you numerological, astrological, metaphysical support to push you through. Again, remember, action has to be done from you, not from someone else, okay? Wonderful year for creative projects, by the way, okay? So if you've been thinking about signing up for some sort of a class or some sort of a creative endeavor, this is a good spread. Let's jump deeper into how the year 2025 unfolds, okay? This is our after tarot. And what can we expect? We have the King of Pentacles. Who doesn't want to see that? Money is clearly here for you, pile number 1. We have Ace of Pentacles, especially, okay, these two together, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a businessman, okay? Ace of Pentacles is starting something new, placing a seed. This is literally the last part of the Pentacle deck. So beginning something, look at the World card. You'll start something, you'll take it to a successful completion. Some of you may even, in another context, this could be in a relationship context, you get married, you take it to a very successful, stable place. which makes you feel very content, very grounded. Okay, these are very strong earthy energies. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn seasons would be significant for you. Those are seasons wherein you see money flow in, stability come into your life. Okay, Tower reversed. I love that it's showing up. You will see people around you breaking away from you who are not in alignment with you as well. So if somebody else doesn't align with your value system, with the way you want to live life, with the way how you see yourself in 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, that person would be out of your life before November 2025. Okay, before the Scorpio season comes in. Some sort of a government policy change may also affect something that you're doing or the way that you're doing it. Some of you may, it's a very specific message, but take it as it resonates, because we did have the entrepreneur card or the startup card, or, you know, somebody who does his own business. You may break out, or there might be a break in the partnership. For some of you, like, let's say you're in a partnership business, or you've inherited something, or you have a structure already set in place, and you will break it in the year 2025, start something new and become successful in it. Does that make sense? So an organizational or a structured way of doing things breaks away, you start something new, and before the year ends, you already see that it's bloomed right. So you will be glad that you let that old structure, that old organization break away. Okay, or somebody else may do it for you, and you'll be glad that they took that step, because it pays off really well for both of you. I love how cards work when we're talking about a message, and I've never, in I don't know how many years of tarot reading, I've never stopped being psyched by it. World is the last major arcana. The Fool is the first major arcana. It's 0, and this is the last number. It talks about endings. This talks about taking a leap of faith into something new. You are taking a leap of faith in the year 2025 into a big adventure, a new way of doing things. The Sagittarius season, the Scorpio season is also very significant for you in the year 2025. These zodiac placements could also be very significant for you, okay? Somebody in your life who has that. You're being asked, and you're going to be pushed, okay, into unseen waters, into unseen, unknown things that you've not perhaps done. Be brave, jump into it, because you're going to be surprising yourself and everybody around you that this is the amount of transformation, this is the amount of change, this is the amount of growth that you could do in one single year, okay, in one 12 months window. The fact that we also always show the dog with the Fool always talks about that you're not alone. Okay, you will have supportive people. You will have people who are very loyal to you. There's perhaps a great friend, there's a great relationship who's supremely loyal to you and your vision. And that person will support you in this uncertain, unknown, scary territory that you're getting into. Okay, let's see, you're not alone, and you have the Otter spirit. Some of you could be turning the age 42, 36, 47, 22. Okay, tell me if that's your birth year, birth months. Okay, while this change will seem scary, it will demand a lot out of you. It's going to be things that you've never done before. There's an affirmation and a reassurance from the universe here that if you choose to go through this change, it's not that you're going to end up alone. It's not that you're going to be left alone in the midst of nowhere, and there's nobody to support you and you're feeling lonely. No, you will have a great community, you'll have the right people, you'll have the right support system around you. If those of you who are single or you're looking for a partner, this is a wonderful spread, guys. Okay, somebody who's stable, somebody who's matured, somebody who wants to create something sustainable is coming into your life. If you want a serious committed relationship, this pile gives you a very strong affirmation around it. Remember though that this internal push and pull has to end. You have to align with your value system. You have to know what is it that you want in order for this person to come into your life and bring you what you want. Okay. I almost had a message and I forgot. Yes, and this person that we're talking about is not that they are just a safe player. While they will bring in a certain amount of emotional stability, while they will offer you the material comforts, they're also a risk taker. They also love adventure. They also want to be free in life. That's the combination. They may have very strong Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius combinations going on in their birth chart. The person I'm talking about is entering your life. If you're already in a relationship, the similar story applies. While it's great to create stable foundations, invest in a relationship that is long-term, spend time with your partner, don't forget to balance it with adventurous activity, with risk-taking, with introducing new things that you've never done together and you've never experienced together. That's how you keep the spice on, okay? I think we've covered a lot of how the year unfolds. As I said, it's a 3 parts reading, guys. So we will dive deeper into career, money, finances, into relationships in the part 2 and the part 3. So if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, you may want to do that, because you know me, I'm going to do readings sporadically, and you may want to switch on the notifications button. That's how you know that that's the part 2 here, okay? Some of you may also inherit a business or a property or something. You're inheriting something in the year 2025, okay, from an ancestor. Let's dive into, if you've liked what I've said so far, if this sounds like your journey, your life unfolding, or what's giving you clarity, please leave me a little dog emoji in the comment section below, because you're attracting a lot of loyal, strong people around you. Okay, people who've seen a cycle of life, people who are mature. Many of you are struggling because you don't have enough emotionally matured people around you, and that's changing in the year 2025. That's going to be one of the biggest gifts that 2025 brings. You will have people who have, you know, if you have very limited experiences, then you can only give that much advice and you can only share that much. But 2025, you have people around you who've literally seen the world, who know how the world runs, and their wisdom and their guidance will be a strong support system for you. Okay, so leave me a little dog emoji in the comment section below. Tells me and tells everybody else that you've picked pile 1. As I've already said in the intro, I'm always keen to know your sun, moon and rising as well. And in Taropal, I'm going to do definitely maybe a zodiac sign focused reading as well. We'll see how does that flow. Let's get into some certain self-care rituals that you should be doing in the year 2025 to make the most of it. Dance. Look at that, number 9. Okay, you may be seeing the number 999 a lot, by the way, or 1818 or 8181. Combinations of number 9, which is again talking about spirituality, transformation, endings. That's a theme. One of the things that universe wants you to do, move your body. You don't have to be a great dancer. Great if you want to take it up professionally. Just move your body. It'll help. Journal. You know, this push and pull can actually help with journaling. Pick up a journal, start that hobby. I know many of us start it at the starting of the year and then get off track, but that's okay. Start journaling. 3 sentences a day, that's enough, about anything, about automatic writing that comes into your mind, but journal. And don't forget to rest. It's as simple as that. Rest, journal, dance, recreational activities, and time out, because remember, there's a lot of work that you're going to be doing. It's a year of busy. Okay, so in all of that busy, you're going to get overwhelmed if you don't take out time for these 2. This was a summary reading or a major key theme reading for the year 2025 for you. If this helped you, gave you clarity, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It helps me a lot, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in part 2 and part 3. Until then, take care. Oh, if in case you're joining me in the rest of the reading, why do I always forget something for pile number 1? So we were going to do the zodiac reading. Hold on, wait, let's see what comes in with the astro dice. Okay, we have 3rd, so March could be significant. The 3rd house of your placement could be significant. Okay, we have Taurus. We have moon in Taurus. Okay, so some of you are developing, I love this, emotional maturity, stable relationships, emotional intelligence. That's growing in you. That's a very strong placement. With moon and Taurus coming together, first of all, let's talk as individual messages before we bring this in. The moon talks about changing tides, okay, emotions. Yeah, it drives us crazy. Our mind can drive us crazy. That's where the year started. A lesson for you to remember is that your moon, your mind, is your biggest enemy or your biggest friend. Going back to that first message, where do you feel emotionally and where do you feel emotional connection is your guiding compass. Okay, if you're not emotionally feeling safe, if you're not emotionally feeling nurtured, walk out of it. Get out of it. Taurus talks about stable Venusian energy, which means abundance, wealth, prosperity. If you've made any investments in the market, let them grow. You may actually get a pretty good ROI or a pretty good dividend or a pretty good return. Remember, I'm not a financial medical expert. We're talking cards, we're talking tarot, okay? But investments, the market investments, the stock market could be giving you money and financial growth, okay? The moon in Taurus is again also a very emotionally stable way of living. So whether it's approaching your day-to-day routine, whether it's approaching your work, your business, your relationship, 2025 urges you to create a stable way, a systematic way of doing things, okay? Let's see if I'm missing anything else. That's what I'm trying to cover. The third house also talks about communication and courage. Those are two aspects that you may want to invest in. How do you communicate with other people, and how bold are you being in challenging your own push and pull? Okay. I think we've already talked about the significant months, November, December. What else did we talk about? Hold on. I'm just going to summarize that for you. Yep. November, December, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn seasons. The Sagittarius season, the Scorpio season. These are certain critical months for you where you'd see all of these messages unfold. With that, we wrap this. Thank you so much for spending your time. If you reached all the way till the end of this reading, don't forget to share it with a friend or a loved one who may also benefit from these readings. And I will meet you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome, pile number 2s. Those of you who picked this beautiful yellow carnation or the owl guardian or the image, or you have Aquarius, Pisces, Libra or Scorpio in your sun, moon and rising. Let's get into your reading. We're going to look this as the overarching theme. So let's keep this here. What energy are you in? What's happening in your life when you enter 2025? We'll use this, and then we'll get into key themes, major themes, the rune card, what's happening in 2025. How does it unfold using this one, and how do you feel at the end of the year? Some self-care cards for you, and we'll use the Astro Dice as well. So a lot unfolding. Let's get started. I'm excited for this one. Cat Spirit. Okay, number 13 adds up to the number 4. Some of you could be life path number 4. That always comes in. High five. Oh my God, this reading is almost like my reading. Okay, I don't know why. I have a life path number 4. So that's why I said that. Okay, Cat Spirit. We're feeling like you've ended the year 2024, feeling like you can do it all alone. Okay, bravo, powerful message right at the beginning. You're independent. You feel like you want space. You can do things on your own. Some of you may have taken a solo trip in the year 2024 that has got you more confidence. Just a very specific message that came in. Yeah, you're feeling yourself. You're feeling content in your self-sufficiency. That's evident. 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, we have Chariot upright, and we have Knight of Wands reversed. Interesting. I love how layered this is. Okay, so when we start the year 2025, while we know, you already know that this is a year where a lot will happen. Okay, this pile has come into this reading knowing I know a lot is lined up. I know I'm planning a lot of things. I know a lot of the you have a lot of ideas about how to run the year. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? When you start the year. And you know that this year will demand speed from you, okay? Chariot is about speed, movement, transition. What you're not feeling very sure and comfortable with is the direction. One is that I know that I need to get from, I don't know, from here to Mumbai, okay? I'm giving an analogy. I know I need to get to Mumbai, and I know I need to get to Mumbai fast. Okay, but I don't know how to go to Mumbai, but I don't know the direction that Mumbai is in. Okay, is it south, is it north, do I take a flight, do I take a train? That is the part that you're not sure of. Okay, you're also feeling very scared perhaps of taking impulsive decisions. You're very mindful when you start the year 2025 that I want to place my emotional contentment, because that's what the 10 of Cups represents. Emotional contentment, happiness, okay? Happiness is contentment. I want to place my contentment about my decisions as the central focus instead of rushing into something. But I know this is a year that will demand a lot of speed from me. Does that make sense? So you know that there's a lot to balance, there's a lot to do, but you're not very sure how do you do that, which direction to go, what will be emotionally fulfilling for me, and you're seeking emotional fulfillment, but you're feeling very impulsive about it. I know that's slightly a confusing message, so I'm trying to break it down and repeat myself a couple of times. So the Chariot here talks about balancing the yin and yang. Either you're learning it as the year starts, or you've mastered it to a certain extent, that you've understood that you can't always be in the go mode, in the doing mode, in the action mode, and at the same time you can't always just sit at your chair and expect things to just fall into your lap. There is a balance in actioning and surrendering. You've understood that. Perhaps you're still learning and you're still figuring out the how, if that makes sense, okay? You've also perhaps taken some impulsive leaps in the past, which you're trying to rectify and work around in the year 2025. You're trying to see, how do I get my way around this, okay? Your family is definitely important for you. This is the family card, literally, like look at that image, okay? Your family is important. You're thinking about starting a family. Some of you are thinking about whatever family means to you. It means different things. For some people, family is friends. So your family in general is a key theme in your mind space when you start the year 2025, okay? You're seeking guidance, you're seeking support, you're seeking direction, okay? Even though you're at a good place, you still seek direction. I can't use any other word because that's the word that's coming in my mind. Direction is more important than speed. You understand that. So you're trying to not rush into something, but rather know where is it going to take you, okay? We're now gonna, if that sounds like you and you're feeling very independent, while you want support, you also want to do this all on your own. You don't want other people messing with your mind. You don't want other people's way of living messing with you. So yeah, that's where we are as the year begins. If this sounds like you, do give me a cat emoji in the comment section below. Tells me that you're my pile 2s and that you're feeling it, okay? Let's talk about now moving into the key themes or the key messages around 2025. I can talk an hour about owls. It's a tattoo on my body because I love owls and the energy that it symbolizes. So let's give you a gist of what owl energy means. In every culture, so in Hinduism, there's owl, which is the Lakshmi's owl, okay? There is Athena, who's in Greek mythology, again with an owl. From Hawaiian culture to Christianity, owls are omnipresent, okay, in every mythology. And the reason is they are connected with insight, intuition, and an ability to foresee what the future holds, okay? They are psychic. They can see in the dark. They can see the darkness of something or someone right through them. But they're not dark creatures themselves. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's the ability to observe. They are the master observer of the light and the dark both without getting absorbed and pulled into it. This is a year, my friend, wherein your intuition, your insight, remember we talked about you want to enter the year feeling like I can do it and I want my insight to guide me to the next thing. Voila, that's your year starting message, okay? You're developing that insight. You're in fact going to invest a lot and you're being asked to invest a lot, whether it's meditation, whether it's automatic writing. That's one of the best way to connect with what your higher self or your subconscious mind is thinking. You're going to develop intuition and insight into why are you doing what you're doing. Self-observation, not self-absorption. Do you know the difference, right? So observing why you do what you do. Observing why somebody else is doing what they're doing. Not analyzing it again. There's a difference in... Okay, so Scorpio energy is what is linked with the owl energy, while Virgo energy is linked with the analytical aspect of it. We're not talking analyzing things. We're talking observing something, feeling something in our body, and knowing for no reason why do I feel it, but believing that what I'm feeling is the truth. Does that make sense? Intuition doesn't analyze. Intuition is just a thought. It's just knowing. It's just an inner feeling. It's clairaudience. It's clairsentience. You don't know where it's exactly coming from. You can't really pin it, but you have it and you trust it. Okay, so this is a year, if you feel you don't have intuition, you will develop it. If you feel your intuition, everybody has intuition. If you feel your intuition is scarred or broken, that's not true. That's what this year will show you. Everything that you intuitively sense is true. Please believe it. Okay, this is a year which is calling about self-belief in intuition. I love that there's this hand mudra in this card, which is again also talking about receiving insight. Okay, so in order for you to receive insight, this is a supremely spiritual year for you also, pile number 2s. Okay, you need to meditate. That's how, when you silence the mind, when you come to the present moment, is when you can receive what life is also throwing at you. So mindfulness, meditation, silencing the mind is a key theme for you in the year 2025. And trusting your intuition. I think I can't talk enough about it. This is also a card which is linked to very strongly in many cultures, Hawaiian culture, for example, with ancestors. Your ancestors are guiding you. Your ancestors are protecting you. You may want to make an altar for them. You may want to do some ritual for them. But know that you're not alone in this, because there are people before you, your DNA, which is guiding you through this. So sometimes intuition is just DNA, right? You just know it genetically that this is not going to work for me. Or you just know it for no reason that I shouldn't eat this because it's going to make me sick. And then you eat it and not listen to your intuition and you fall sick. Makes sense, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's get into your... Wow, there's a lot of vehicles here. Rido is about movement, traveling. We have the Chariot card, which is again movement. So you're definitely, one thing for sure, doing in 2025, traveling. Point A to B, B to C, traveling between cities, moving, changing things, traveling for work, traveling for holiday, traveling. Okay, it's a very simple card that talks about movement, change, travel. Okay, your key guidance, key theme. Okay, we have a strong Scorpio energy here, by the way. Death is again Scorpio. Death also adds up to the number, which is again a number 13, which adds up to the number 4. So the 13 is a significant number for you. April is a significant month for you. Okay, Death reverse. What change are we resisting, my love? Are you resisting the traveling? Are you resisting the ending of something? Are you resisting change? Okay, Death upright is change, is transformation. It's don't resist it. As simple as that. I don't like to overcomplicate simple messages just because we want to make this a spiritual woo-woo thing, and I don't like to simplify when it's something with depth. Death reversed is as simple as don't resist change. Change is the only truth about this planet that we're in. So evolve, change, let go of the past. There is a lot lined up for you clearly in the future. So think ahead, not behind. Leave the past behind. It's as simple as that. Leave the ex behind. Leave that job that doesn't satisfy you behind. Leave the city that doesn't align with you behind. Whatever needs to be left behind, no matter how scary is it, leave it. As simple as that. Okay. As quickly you take that jump, the easier it gets for you. Okay. Let's see, how does this unfold for you then? And that reverse also talks about something is already over. It's not like it's getting over in the year 2025. Okay, this is a key theme playing out, by the way, for all of us, and I'm not surprised. 2025 adds up to the numerological number 9, which is a number which in itself talks about endings, completions, finishing things off, and then starting something new. Okay, then comes 1 after all. Also look at what your personal year number is talking about. Let me know in the comment section below if you'd like me to do a 2025 reading around personal numbers, okay? But back to this. For something that has already ended or finished before, you just have to wrap the loose ends and move towards the next thing. Again, November is coming in very significant. Pile 1 also had it, pile 2 also have it. Something to do with November and the Scorpio season, which is significant for us as a collective perhaps. 2025 November, okay? Let's see how does it unfold for us. 3 of Pentacles. Okay, that's a huge transformation from where we started to where we are. World reversed. We have 10 of Swords reversed. Who doesn't want to see that card in reversal? I hate this card in upright. I mean, I don't hate it, but even as a tarot reader, no matter if I know the meaning, I don't like this card upright, and I love it when it's reversed. So I'm glad it's come reversed for you. We have Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. Oops, sorry. Let's talk. The worst is behind you, pile number 2. Okay. Nothing in future. I don't know why you need to hear this, but it's going to be very reassuring to many of you. There's nothing coming in the future which is worse than what you've lived. Does that make you feel good? Please tell me it makes you feel good. It makes me feel good every time I think about it. The worst thing that you could have possibly experienced in your life is over. I want you to let that thing sink in, which means whatever you've lived has been the worst of it, which means it can only get better from here. That's what the Ten of Swords reverse talks about. The pain is over. The betrayal is over. Some of you, this could be chronic ache as well, like, a spinal cord injury, a difficult surgery, something that is hurting you psychologically or physically for a very long time. It is over. Okay, it's done. It's finished. Okay, so the first message or the feeling that you'll get in 2025 is, wow, I have lived the worst of my life and it's over, which means I can only go better from here. Okay. When we approach life with that, there's a supreme confidence and there's a supreme sense of invincibility that I hope you feel when I say this to you. Okay. Whatever you've lived was the worst. Whatever will come is going to be only better. Okay. The World Reverse talks about, again, a very similar message to Death and World Reverse. They're very connected. There's something that is not finished yet. For some of you, this could be literally, and please don't take every X to be the message for it. Okay. It's going to be maybe 2% of you who this message is for, this next message. Something that you think is over and done with and finished is not finished. Either you are not able to let go of it because you feel like there's some sort of a closure pending, okay, which is keeping you creatively blocked as well, or somebody else feels that they have a karmic balance to still settle with you, okay. And that will resurface in the year 2025. Now, for some of you, this could be a job opportunity. You've left it, you're over it, you're thinking we're done. Somebody may come back to you and say, hey, we want to rehire you for XYZ role. Okay. For some of you, this could be a relationship. You think it's done, you think it's over, this is not going anywhere, the past person's gone. They come back and they make you a different offer or a similar offer. But something that has been the loose ends yet to tie, that could be sometimes just a closure, just a heart to heart to say like, this hurt me and I'm done with you. I don't want to take this ahead. Maybe that conversation was pending and that conversation will happen for you in the year 2025. Okay. The World Reverse also talks about don't rush into your projects, which was what you're already feeling, right? You've waited for something for a very long time and maybe an opportunity will come which will make you feel like, let's quickly do this. Let's just quickly wrap this up. Let's just quickly get married. Let's just quickly get into the new job. Even if it's really great, I'm not telling you to get into analysis paralysis. Remember, that was your first message. But what I'm trying to say here is slow it down. If it's meant for you, if it's good for you, then of course slowing down won't hurt you, right? So 2025, anything that excites you, that makes you feel happy, go for it, chase it, live it, but keep pace slow. Okay, so if you feel like you want to sign off something in 2 weeks, give it 4 weeks. If you feel like you want to leave something immediately, give it a month before you leave it. Okay, so it's about balancing your pace instead of like going completely out or completely in. That's a strong theme for you to play out in the year 2025. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is a beautiful message here from where you are to where you will end this, and we have to talk about this. I love independence. I'm a very independent woman, and I'm giving my example for you to kind of make sense with this. But there is a huge merit in collaboration, in teamwork, in having an ability to work with other people, having a strong network, having a strong community, ability to open yourself up completely, vulnerably to those around you. 2025 will teach you to be a better team player, to have collaborative people around you, to reach out and ask for help. Okay, if you have Aquarius placements, which is what the zodiac sign has picked, you struggle with asking for help. Okay, that's the most Aquarius thing ever. They will give all the intellectualization. We are masters of it. We can intellectualize an emotion. We can analyze an emotion. We can say why it is, but we will not reach out for help when we feel it, because there's a part of an Aquarius energy that feels that it hurts the ego when we say, I need your help. Can you help me with this? Can you support me at this? I don't know how to do this. It's a very similar energy with even Scorpios. Both are fixed signs. They don't want to acknowledge that they don't know something. to the detriment of the project itself, to the detriment of their own life journey itself. So this is a year where whether you want to or you don't, help will be there and help will come in, and you would be asked to work with different kind of people. You will be asked to be a team player. You would be pushed to work with a partner. Your partner will demand more collaboration from you. And that's the lesson of the year, okay? And if you enjoy that, or whether you don't enjoy that, by the time the year ends, you'll become a more people person. Okay, you'll understand the value and you'll understand the balance in saying that I can do it all alone, to coming to a place wherein you know, like, okay, no, I don't have to do it all alone. Just because I can doesn't mean I have to. I mean, I can take two people's help and make my life easier. I can consult an expert and feel more reassured, right? So 2025, teamwork is the name of the game. Intuition is the name of the game. Traveling is the name of the game. And tie loose ends. Don't resist change. Okay. Ace of Wands reversed also talks about you're going to be very mindful of frivolous spending and frivolous affairs. They will no longer fulfill you. Okay. I don't look down upon casuals. I feel it's a very natural thing in the world that we are in, and there's a phase of life, there is a time in life wherein it's absolutely healthy to a certain extent to explore different kind of people. But 2025 is not that year for you anymore. It's almost like you'd be like, I'm done with it. I want something more solid. Okay, I want something more deep, and that's what you're walking towards. Okay, your energy card, wow, endless possibilities, 59. Okay, starfish spirit. From cat spirit to starfish spirit is talking about, you see it has 5 hands, it can regenerate, it is flexible. Cats are not very flexible. Cats are very particular. Okay, like they want their food in a certain way. They're very picky as cats. Okay, starfish is an extreme opposite of that. It can adapt itself to every situation. It can actually, it's almost camouflages with its environment, and you're learning that in the year 2025. How to be, when in Rome, act like Romans, if that makes sense to you. That's your 2025 year. Okay, you're not trying to be superior or inferior to someone. You're not trying to prove a point to someone. You're just learning to be. You're just learning to exist. You're learning to be yourself while being with other people. Okay, and you'll get ample opportunities. Pile number 3. Pile number 2. I can't emphasize enough on it. This is a year which will bring you considerable chances to network with people, to build assets, to work on interesting projects, to develop a strong intuition. So this year is filled with opportunities on that lens. Okay, you're going to be constantly bombarded, rather, to say the least, with chances, with possibilities, with options. Hence, it is important that you keep an open mind. Okay, hence it is important that you seek support and guidance, to accept that you may not know everything, and it's okay for you to not know everything. You don't even have to know everything. Okay, because there are other people who know what you don't know, and then you collaborate and you make things happen. Okay, let's see your Kali message. Ooh la la, I love this. Okay, the 5th month is also coming up for me now, and the 6th. So April, May, June is significant for you, pile number 2s. Okay, April, May, June is significant for this pile. Baglamukhi. Okay, this form of Kali talks about silencing, paralyzing your haters, your enemies, and I love this energy. Her color is yellow, and love that we've picked yellow. Her energy talks about, do you see this? She's chopped off the tongue of someone here. Okay, the demon's tongue. If other people have been saying a lot of nonsense about you, gossiping about you, disbelieving you, naysaying you, or whatever that negative energy is, Kali's energy here talks about she's going to silence them. Okay, you're going to have enough, like I said, opportunities which will silence your haters, kill your enemies, paralyze your enemies. Okay, and enemies in this sense doesn't mean like you have like a battalion of people fighting against you, but you get the context, right? This message also talks about be mindful of your own speech. Okay, you can make friends or enemies with your speech. The tongue is a powerful tool. So Baglamukhi's energy always talks about control your own ego by controlling your words. Listen more, speak less. Owl energy. I love how these are interconnected. The owl is an observer. It is not trying to judge and pass a comment or give an opinion on how your mother should live her life, or how somebody, it just observes, and it just silences other people's belief system through the work and the action that it takes. Does that make sense? So if you're trying to convince someone to see your way of doing things, let your life speak, let your choices speak louder than your words. Okay. Similarly, know that if somebody else is making too many comments, has too many opinions, excuse me, is a naysayer about your life decisions, 2025 will silence them for good. In fact, they literally may not have anything else to say to you further. Okay, because your words, your deeds will silence them for good. Okay, powerful year, pile number 2s. I mean, there's no downplaying this. It's a huge, significant, powerful year. And if what I've said resonates with you till now, leave me an aeroplane emoji, because we're going places. We're going places. We're flying places in 2025. And you're taking flight. The air sign energy is coming out strong for me as well. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. In fact, we had 2 air signs and 2 water signs here, which is also significant for this file. Yeah, I think we've covered a lot. Starfish is in the ocean. Some of you want to connect to that emotional aspect of you. Remember that hyper independence is a trauma response. So can you feel more emotionally comfortable around people is something to work around in the year 2025. Let's get into your self-care cards rituals before we dive into your astro dice. So we have make a meal, the comfort of home. You know, we had 4, 5, and 6. The 4th house represents the home. Okay, maybe you're finding a lot of comfort in home, your kitchen, your living space. Make a meal. So maybe in the year 2025, if some of you like me makes a meal once in, like, I don't know, 2 years. I rarely get into the kitchen, even though I don't cook bad, I cook well. It's just cooking just never been my calling. If that's someone like you as well, maybe you want to experiment how you feel today, this year, when you make a meal. Okay, dream journal. Okay, oh, very strong message with an owl, I forgot. The owl is very deeply connected with your dreams. And the fact that dream journal has come in, maybe your intuition is going to be supremely strong when you sleep, which is why it's important that you keep a dream journal with you. That's a very interconnected message. If you aren't yet recording your dreams, or you're not noticing what your dreams are trying to tell you, automatic writing and dream journaling is coming in for you. 32 again adds up to the number 5, which again makes me think of the month May. That's a significant month for you guys. And we have health checkup. This brings me to another message. As a self-care ritual, this simply talks about what are you eating, what's going into your body, keeping a regular health check. Because as I said, there's a lot unfolding for you. It's natural that you may feel physically overwhelmed, physically drained. When our crown chakra and our third eye chakra gets activated, or it's working strong, and we're trying to connect to our guidance, we need to remember that that energy pull upwards, okay, has a physical effect. So hydration, while I say that, I'm feeling literally dehydrated, so take a sip of water and give yourself health checks, okay? For some of you, as I said, if you've been dealing with a chronic ailment, something that's hurting you for a very long time, a change in doctor or a second opinion can actually give you a medical treatment that kills it for good, okay? Okay, let's dive into your astro dice, the final segment of this reading. Remember, we talked about this as a 3-part reading. So this was an overview, or the major themes and event. And in the part 2, we will talk about career, money, finances at a much more detailed way. And in part 3, we'll talk about your relationships. So if you haven't yet hit that notifications button, go ahead and do that right now. Okay, let's start. Okay, we have Mercury. Some of you could be going through your Mercury Mahadasha. That is Mercury, right? I always confuse between Mercury, Mars, and Venus. Hold on. That is Mars. Okay, I'll check and I'll give you in the comment section. Funny, okay, because nothing in the reading happens without significance. Wait, I can look this up right now. Yep, that's mostly Mars, but I felt that it's Mercury, which means there's a connection there. Yep, that's Mars. Okay, where's your Mars placed? Let's first talk about the message. Look at where your Mars is placed in your birth chart. It could be significant. You have in fact 2 Mars energies here, which is Aries and Mars. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars talks about our ambition, our drive, our passion, That's what's reflected. You're very much in your masculine energy, and you'll be able to achieve a lot in this year 2025, pile number 2s. Okay. Aries also talks about taking action instead of just sitting there and becoming little more selfish. Okay. This is a year wherein you're being asked to put your best interest above other people's best interest. I'm not saying like be a narcissist, but best interest. Some of you may have, and I literally can't laugh at how much this reading has become like my personal reading for some reason. But if you have Aquarius rising, your third house becomes Aries. Okay. So third house Aries. If you have an Aquarius rising, let me know in the comment section below. It's been like literally spooky how much this reading has revolved around the zodiac signs as well. But Mars in third house, or Mars ruling third house, or Aries in third house also talks about or gives a message of, you don't have to have these placements. We're talking about the message. Okay. You can create drastic shifts around people by your communication style, but you can also piss off people like no hell. Okay, some of us have that communication. Your throat chakra is very active. You can either make people climb mountains, believe like they are the best thing in the world, or you can make them feel shit, and you can make worst kind of enemies, which is why it brings us back to investing and noticing how you're communicating, our Baglamukhi energy. Silencing that ego, knowing how to speak what you want to speak assertively but calmly, and not aggravating the situation by your poor words, is what is signified here. Okay, I'm giving you the preaching, but I'm taking the preaching myself. But it's also very bold. You're being encouraged to be bold. I'm not saying become timid, just listen to people, don't react. No, react, respond, speak. Speak boldly, speak fearlessly, but don't speak words that you know will piss off people. Right? There's a balance there. Okay. Your neighbors could be significant here. The third house also sometimes talks about neighbors. Your siblings could be significant here. And the fact that we had Rido, which is a card of travel, and the third talks about you're definitely doing a lot of short trips, short travels. Okay. That was the overview of the year 2025. If you've liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you've reached all the way till the end of this reading, I want you guys to leave me a little avocado. Okay, avocado emoji in the comment section below. That tells me that you've heard me all the way till the end, and we vibe. And bye bye, my dear owl community, for your next one. Okay, if you're joining me in pile number 3, which I was drawn to, by the way, personally 2 and 3s were both very attractive to me. So if you were drawn to 3 like me with 2, I'll see you there. Last but never the least, my pile number 3s. By the way, one of my favorite flowers is Orchid. So hey, high five. The color purple and the crown chakra and the third eye chakra is significantly coming up in your reading, because you've picked the Orchid. You have the Pele summons, which is a lot to do with her crown chakra as well. We'll talk about this. Let's get started. How we're going to do this reading is we're going to look at, of course, like I said, your current energy when you enter. Oh yes, this was the pile that had 2 cards. Energy when you enter the year 2025. Okay. Then we're going to look at what is it that you can expect from the year as an overarching theme. How will it unfold for you? And some self-care rituals. Remember, this is the part 1. So I strongly recommend you hit the bell icon and you hit subscribe, because there's going to be a part 2 focused on career, money, finances, and a part 3 about your relationships. Let's get started. Okay. So we have the Buffalo Spirit, the number 10. We have the Chameleon Spirit. Act as if. Okay, I'm already getting a message, so I'll give it here. Some of you are learning or trying to learn. I mean, it's a process. You're learning how does law of attraction, law of assumption really work. You're testing out different rituals. You're trying to get into that phase. You've not mastered it. I'm saying it's learning. You're trying different techniques of law of assumption. You're trying to trust the universe. There's a lot at the bet for you, maybe when you're entering the year 2025, and you're trying to get into what is all this new age spirituality talking about positive mind space, about affirmations, about law of assumption. You're curious and you're getting there and you're learning and you're trying to master it, is one of the key energies coming in. We'll talk about it. Okay. The World upright. Each pile And I'm not surprised. The numerology number of the 2025 is the number 9, which talks about completion, spirituality, ending things, finishing off things. Each pile today has had the World card, which is literally talking about completion, ending, spiritual. You get the drill, okay? I love the synchronicity of tarot and different divinations coming in from numerology to tarot. 6 of Cups. 4 of Cups reversed. Interesting pile. This year, you've invested a lot into, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Some of us are actually always doing inner child healing and we don't realize it, because not that everybody has to be awakened and aligned. Sometimes you may be feeling like I am doing creativity. I'm just investing more time learning creative arts, and that can heal your inner child. So whatever way, whether consciously or unconsciously, you've invested time in understanding your inner child, your childhood, and then healing it, working towards it. Giving yourself the flexibility to get experimental about things that you maybe wanted to do as a kid, but you didn't get to do. Okay. You also learned a lot about your roots, your ancestors, where you come from, your past lineage. You've maybe invested time in learning about your ancestors' childhood in the year 2025. Some of you could have literally, very specific, but you may have bought or purchased a property in a place where your ancestors were, or is rooted to your ancestral energy. Okay, I'm not surprised that I'm talking ancestors in pile number 3. I mean, when I was doing pile number 2's reading, and if you've come from there, we did talk about the owl energy, talking about ancestors as well. So that's strongly reflecting here for you in the current energy. Okay, for some of you, there is a relationship with a soulmate that has gone bad in the year 2025 as well. Okay, like you're not feeling very content with them, you're not feeling very connected with them, you're feeling like the relationship has lost its spark. Okay, and a soulmate could be anybody. It could be a romantic relationship, a parent, a sister, whatever. Okay, so a best friend, but you're feeling like you're not very connected, you're not very into it anymore with a certain specific person that you felt a deep connection to in the past. Okay, and you've completed a lot of things. Some of you have had a huge transitional completion of something in the year 2024, ending and beginning. I give that same example, and I can give you the example right now. My mother's retired. Now I have a family of 2 senior citizens who are now retired. That's a huge transition for a family, and I'm going through that. So that could be one example for you. Similarly, maybe you've shifted, maybe you've finished something off and you've stepped into a new role. That's what 2025 is for you when you're starting it. Okay, you've invested deeply into your emotional health. Okay, and I'm proud of you for that, by the way. You're learning about what to sit with your emotions. You're learning to not blame the thing outwardly. Okay, and it's a consistent learning. It's always a work in progress. I'm not saying you've mastered it, but you're learning it. You're trying to identify how is it that I'm contributing to my own happiness or my own misery. And as you enter the year 2025, that's something that you want to keep as a key focus point, because it's working for you. Okay, I think that's about your present energy. Let's jump into how does the year unfold. Okay, first let's talk about the Pele summons. This is your key theme message. First of all, month of June is coming in, which means that could be a significant month for you. Pele is the goddess of the volcano. Okay, it's a Hawaiian goddess. She rules she's called the volcano goddess. She's also called the deity who decides how the earth got shaped, right? Because how volcanoes erupted played a huge role in how earth was shaped. Okay, this card always talks about believing that you have all the resources available to create what you want to create, believing that you are a master manifester and that you can destroy something and build something from ground zero, and whatever you choose to keep or whatever you choose to destroy is consistently taking you towards your vision, your greater purpose, your goal. Okay, and we'll see how this plays into your reading, but that's a theme coming up for 2025 for you. Okay, let's make some space here. We have the Chariot. I love how 2 and 3 are connected. By the way, now I can say this confidently to pile number 3s. Go watch pile number 2s. There's a message for you there. Chariot is the Cancer energy. So again, the month of Cancer, which is June end to July mid, could be significant for you guys. This is also movement, taking charge of your active masculine side and your active feminine side, which means that you know in the year 2025 when you need to get into that action mode, planning mode, structuring mode, and when you need to release that the need to control and simply receive what the universe is giving you. Okay, that's a good balance card. This of course also talks about buying a vehicle, which came in pile number 2s as well. So maybe 2s and 3s, you're buying a car, you're buying a mode of transportation, you're traveling a lot. Movement card of course talks about traveling. It's about moving ahead. It's about taking further action towards the future. Let's see what your rune is. Who doesn't want that? You're getting answers. You've asked a lot of questions for a number of years. 2025 brings you answers. The fact that it has a fish twice, the Pisces energy could be significant for you. The Pisces month could be significant for you. Fish is always associated with abundance and having enough, having prosperity. You're getting the answers to the questions that you've asked the universe. And in fact, it's literally a happy answer. You know, some answers disappoint us. Some make us feel like, that was it. That was all that it had to offer. 2025 brings you answers to existential questions, to your life purpose, and you feel excited about it. It's not like you feel like, that's it, that's boring, that's not my thing. You're going to get excitement, you're going to get the answers, you're going to get clarity, and you're moving forward with those answers, okay? Some of you may have been given a fortune cookie in the past, or you've read a fortune cookie very recently, and this message, for very specific, of course, not true for everyone, but you're being asked to remember what the fortune cookie said. Okay, that's a very specific message for you guys right there. We have Artha of Kali. Wow, powerful messages, guys. Again, adding up to the number 9, September. Okay. I'm giving it a minute because I'm trying to sink in the different messages that come together with this. Okay. The Artha of Kali talks about finishing duality. Okay. It's not a card that says that materialism doesn't matter, but if you're somebody who places heavy importance on achieving material goals and you believe that it's going to make you happy and satisfied, 2025 will show you that when you achieve all of that materialistic goals, you will realize that, oh no, that wasn't enough. Oh, I actually still need more. And that more cannot be fulfilled through money, through achievements. I'm not saying you're not going to have achievements. In fact, you may have an overload of them, which then gets you to the place which says like, hey, you know what? This is not enough for me to feel content. Pele is very connected to life purpose. 2025, some of you will literally come into alignment with why are you here? What is it that is your calling? What is it that you want to do? And then align your actions, then align your movement with that inner calling. Each of us have an inner calling. We just discover it at different phases, okay? You will know the purpose of why you're trying to make money, know the purpose of what your relationships are serving you. It's a card that talks about integrating the need of spiritual wisdom and applying the spiritual wisdom into day-to-day activity and then thereby making money with it or through it, okay? It's not downplaying either or, it's just bringing meaning. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. 2025 will bring meaning into your life, will bring depth, will bring purpose, will bring answers. Why is it like this? Why do I have to do it like that? Okay, let's see how will that meaning unfold. We have the Queen of Wands upright. Wow. Confidence, there's a lot of fire energy, okay? Confidence, intuition, knowing who you are and being comfortable in your body, comfortable in your relationships, comfortable in your choices. You're feeling aligned with your life, your own life, okay? With what 2025 holds. Oh my God, the possibility of that happening. That's a counter card, guys. Do you see that? King of Wands and Queen of Wands. Some of you, of course, there's no complication around it. You may be, of course, attracting your divine counterpart. They may not be a very sure-footed place. If you're single and you're watching this and you're trying to attract the significant other, they may not feel immediately sure-footed about you, or they may just, in general, in life, not be very clear-headed. at this stage because the King of Wands is reversed. And they may be asking you to contribute more towards their life and their purpose than give it to yourself. Don't, because that's the warning message. But you're attracting someone. If you are in a relationship, how confident and healed you are in the space that you're in will automatically mirror back from your partner. And you can't make this up. 10 of Pentacles upright. Money is clearly coming, guys. Okay, stable money, not like, oh, like a lakh rupees came and then you spent it and it's over. It's growth, it's abundance, it's long-term sustenance. Some of you may even find a great business partner or a team player who will grow into this abundance. Okay, who will help you get into this abundant space. If you are in a relationship though, there's a message here that either you or your partner feels that one of you is being extremely selfish. Okay, you're just thinking about yourself, and there may be a conflict around what about me, or where is this going for me, or those kind of conversations can come up. Maybe you want to raise that topic, or maybe they will. But King of Wands reversed sometimes talks about somebody who's being extremely self-absorbed instead of observing. Okay, and I love how 2 and 3 are connecting, so I just want to say that again. Pile 3s, watch pile number 2. Okay, and you want to get on the same page with your partner, whether this is a professional partner or a personal partner, as to what is it that you want to offer and can offer, and what is it that the other person needs, and how do you get those unmet needs managed. Okay, nullifying or devalidating someone's needs is not going to help in either of you. So I don't see a break in an existing partnership, but there's clearly a disconnect that you will sense in the year 2025, wherein either both of you feel that the other person is too selfish or being narcissistic, or one of you feels so, and you may want to confront that. The fire energy here is supremely strong. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries seasons are significant for you, apart from the month of June, which we've already talked about, and September that we've already talked about. Okay, by the time the year finishes, you're at the frog spirit. Okay, interesting. Something will be earned and achieved in the year 2025 for pile number 3s, which will make them want to then make space for it to grow, and hence eradicate things that they can let go of. Okay, how to explain it with an example? Let's say you are currently single, and by the end of the year 2025, you are planning to get married. That is a huge lifestyle change, right? You found somebody and you want to get married, and you want to go down that road, which means you will have to figure out how do you make time for that significant relationship, for the changes that that relationship will bring. So there's a lot of decluttering. Okay, another example could be that you're shifting homes, so you want to declutter anything that doesn't work for you. Okay, basically removing what doesn't serve you to make space for this abundance, because you have a lot. Okay, this is a year where I think all of us will receive a lot, and we'll have to decide and discern what do we want to keep and what do we want to let go of, because there's no more space. Time management, priority alignment. This could again lead to a conversation with your partner. If you're feeling like you're not getting enough time with them, then it could be about how do we align our priorities of the day in order for us to get more aligned. Okay, so releasing, removing, minimizing. Some of you may even choose to go all the way in and get into a minimalistic lifestyle. I'm giving examples for you to make sense as to what am I talking about. Not everything is true for everyone, of course. I think that's what did we miss out anything else? The Queen of Wands energy again talks about, and the King of Wands, leadership is guaranteed. If you're expecting a promotion, it's coming your way. And leadership doesn't always need a promotion. You're going to be put into situations where people are going to look at you for inspiration, for clarity, for confidence, and I'm sure you would deliver. Okay, you shouldn't be questioning, am I good enough for it? You are. If you get a chance to be a speaker, to take the stage, to give some sort of a lecture or session, go ahead and do it. It's going to open doors for you. Okay, we have the dog spirit here as well, and that came into pile 1. So if you've come from pile 1 into 3, again there's a reassurance here that you have loyal friends and loyal support system who will help you through this year. Okay, you have help, you have support around you. Okay, make an altar, I'm not surprised we had ancestors energy coming in. Give a space to your ancestors because they're clearly supporting you. That's one of the rituals that you should be doing. Connect with your womb. Strong feminine energy coming in. Maybe a grandmother spirit is supporting you and that energy is coming in very strong. Focus on your menstrual health. If you're a female who's watching this, and if you're male who's watching this, this talks about your sacral chakra energy. How creative are you? How open are you about your sexuality? Are you shaming yourself, or are you in a taboo mode about your sexuality? That's what the Connect Your Womb talks about. Taking care of your menstrual health may literally mean focusing on what goes inside your body, your health, okay? And being mindful around it. Soak in the bath. Maybe some of you have never enjoyed. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. I just don't get to do it enough. But you will have enough opportunities and you're being asked to. You should never underestimate the power of a good bathtub and some crystals in it and that soaking in of that energy. That's a ritual that you maybe want to do every week to feel connected to all these rapid changes that are coming your way. Okay. Prosperity is evident for you guys, pile number 3, when it comes to financial abundance, social status growth. That is something that we're clearly seeing here. There is definitely a conflict around time management. There's a conflict around what do you want to keep and what do you want to let go, which is going to be a key theme at play in the year 2025. And for anything that has been confusing you for n number of years, you are getting answers to those questions, okay? Maybe even keeping a painting of a beautiful fish, okay, or an aquarium. I'm not a big fan of them, but inviting the oceanic energy in your house space, in your living space, can help you attract more abundance, okay? Let's dive into, if you've reached all the way till this and it sounds like, yep, that's me and that's what I'm living, I want you guys to leave me a little fish in the comment section because you're clearly attracting a lot of flow, okay, into your life. The word is for you is flow, okay? So leave me a fish emoji, tells me that you've reached all the way till the end of this reading, and let's look at your Astro Drives messages. The number 11, we have the Taurus again, and we have, it's very funny, I'm very good at this, but I'm struggling today with the astrological symbols, which of course has a meaning of its own, but this is, yep, confirmed, that is Saturn, yep. Saturn, right? I'm not confusing myself. Yep, that's Jupiter, that's Saturn. Okay, so we have Saturn, 11th house. Hold on, I missed your... Where did it go? Here, we have Saturn. Okay, some of you could be in your Saturn Mahadasha, of course. Saturn in the 11th house could be significant for you. High five. I have Saturn in the 11th house as well. The 11th house is of the house of Aquarius, which brings me back to the message of networking. Don't become a hermit in this year. Go out, meet people, talk to people, show up at events, expand your larger network. It's going to be significant for you. It's not funny that every pile this reading has had the month of November show up in some form or the other. In fact, I was going to end your reading saying you guys didn't get November, but you did. Here you go. You have 11. Okay. So there is an 11/11 reading, by the way, that I've also done, and I talked about it in the introduction. In case you want to watch that, that may have additional layered messages for you. Taurus is again an energy of growing sustainably. Slow and steady wins the race. Taurus doesn't take crazy risk. Taurus believes in structure. Taurus believes in also comfort and abundance, okay? All of these messages that I've given you should not come to you at the expense. I'm not saying stay in your comfort zone. That's detrimental. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to sacrifice on feeling physically well, spending a little more to get that comfortable seat at a travel, or spending a little more to kind of feel good in your space, soak in some candles, buy some candles. So anything that brings you emotional comfort, invest in it. It's going to come back to you in many forms, okay? Saturn also talks about slow growth, not and delayed growth, but it doesn't mean that you're not growing. So anytime you get frustrated, oh my God, I don't know why I'm learning. See, remember where you started your year with. If you feel like, I don't know why I'm learning all these nonsense spiritual things, it's just not showing me any change. Saturn is that message that comes in. First, invest the work and then expect the results. The results don't come before the work. So 2025, a mantra for you is if you're doing something consistently, at least give it 12 months in order for it to give you the results that you seek. Don't quit things midway because you just got a little bored of it. And that's something which, of course, this pile has Sagittarius, Aries, Gemini. All of you have that tendency to kind of quit something midway because it just wasn't fun enough or giving you immediate results. So mindful of instant gratification and rather focus on creating processes and daily habits that you want to sustainably pile stack, habit stacking, okay? I hope this helped you. Of course, I want you to watch the part 2 and the part 3 upcoming. If this did help you, hit that thumbs up if you've reached all the way till the end of this reading. Leave me, I think we've already left me a fish emoji, which tells me that you're my pile number 3. How about you leave me a sunflower? Because the Queen of Wands here holds a sunflower, which is always about knowing, believing in yourself, okay? Thank you for spending your time today, and I'll see you in your next one. Bye-bye.